Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're a couple of minutes late. We've just got a few technical problems which we are going to sort out. If you just give us 2 minutes and we will start the webinar. So I'm going to put ourselves on mute and I will come back in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. I'm sorry we're a few minutes late joining. A few technical issues on our end, but we're now resolved, and hopefully you will be able to hear us. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a test. Bear with me a second. Just ask Rebecca, can you just let me know if the sound is okay and that you can hear me? That's
yeah,
brilliant.
Sounds good.
Great, okay. And if anybody else is having problems with the sound or the sound is distorted, can you just raise your hand? Great. Okay, fine. Okay, so hopefully that will work. Good morning, everybody. My name is Rachel Roberts. I work with the Associate Management Team. I head the Quality Assurance and Improvement Team here at City and Guilds, and I've been working with the Associate Management Team to roll out a project around our EPA service. This morning's webinar is to talk to you about our new EPA service that we are testing through a phase called beta, and I'll explain more about that in a moment. We have 2 sessions today, 3 hours this morning, and then hopefully a couple of hours this afternoon, depending on how many questions we get. It's a long time to be on the webinar, so we'll be taking lots and lots of breaks to give you a chance to have a cup of tea, to give me a chance to stop talking. It's not an ideal format, but it is very efficient and it does allow us to get information across to you quite quickly. I believe that you are from the care sector, so you're all from the same standards, adult care and adult care, so where possible, we'll be trying to make this presentation pertinent to your standard. So we'll have lots of breaks. We start now. We go through till about 12, and then there'll be some questions and answers, but please feel free to ask any questions as you go along. You've got the ability to raise your hand, and if you want to ask a question, I can bring you off mute, and you can ask the group the question, and also you can type in a question as we go along. Now, this is a testing phase, and it is a pilot that we are talking about this morning. And just a bit of a health warning, the slides that we've done for you will evolve over the next couple of weeks, and then evolve from the feedback we're getting from our IEPAs and our LEPAs as we start to launch this new service. So I may not be able to answer all your questions. There were a couple of questions yesterday I couldn't answer, some really excellent questions yesterday, but that's part of the process. You are the experts in delivering EPA standard, and there are things that are relevant to your standard that we will need to learn from. So please feel free to raise any concerns, any points. I may not be able to answer them, but we will come back to you afterwards with some answers. And this deck will be shared with you and updated as necessary over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so in the room, I've got Jane Cowley with me. Jane heads the associate management team, and I think we've got Rebecca on the line. It's just Rebecca this morning, so you probably all know Rebecca. She's one of our key associate managers on the EPA. Right, okay, so without further ado, we will start. So as you know, and I know that you know, we've been delivering EPA now for I think over 2 years, and we've scaled up from what were originally tens of endpoint assessment events to thousands of endpoint assessment events every month. So it's been a significant scale up, and thanks to the hard work of the associate management team, the EPA team, and also our IEPAs and our LEPAs, we've managed very successfully to grow this part of our business. As we scale up further, and we will scale up again this year, and as our business matures in this area, we're currently working across, I think, more than 50 standards, and that will grow again this year. We think it's time to take stock of our EPA service, and to think about how we can put the customer at the heart of what we do. We've run the EPA service very successfully, but we'd now like to grow that further. I've got a question, so I'm going to stop. Samantha, the sound is cutting out, you said. Bear with me a second. Let's see if we can do something about that by me getting closer. 1 second. Hello, just bear with me a second. Samantha, is that any better? Great, okay. I think we managed to get a bit closer to the microphone, so I'm just going to move you even closer. Move the things that are possibly in the way of the sound, and hopefully that will make a difference. Sorry about that. Right. Thanks, Samantha. Okay, so where were we? So we said that it's at this point we've decided to develop a program of work, an EPA program. It's called the Darwin program, and the focus of that program really is to re-engineer our endpoint assessment service, putting the customer at the heart of what we do. And the vision for that program of work is on the screen now. Another question. Sound is good. So the vision is on the screen now. It's about putting the customer at the heart of it, of the service that we provide, and giving them a smooth, positive customer experience from registration to results. We want to be profitable, efficient, effective, and market leading in this area in our chosen standards, of which there are a number. So what this means, what this program of work means for our service is that we are re-engineering the service, and we're putting a piece of technology at the heart of that, and that piece of technology is called EPA Pro. It's already in the market. It's an established platform. It's being used by a number of our competitors,
and it's had a lot of positive customer feedback. So we are adopting this new platform to support with the delivery of our newly imagined EPA service. So it's a new approach. Now, alongside that platform, we have needed to re-engineer our business processes to put the customer at the heart, but also to integrate this new piece of technology. And this piece of technology supports the customer right from registration all the way to issuing of results. With our current EPA service, there is a lot of manual steps that we need to take internally in City and Guilds to make that process happen. But with EPA Pro, the idea is that we will be better able to operate at scale, and we'll be more effective and be able to give our customers a better service. Now, the reason for this evolution I've started to talk about is it allows us, the adoption of this new EPA service and the new technology allows us to provide an end-to-end service much quicker to the market. In terms of the customer experience, as I said, it's an established. EPA Pro is a simple, easy-to-use platform. It's established in the market, and it's already been very well received. So we believe this will have a positive impact on customer experience. As we evolve through the adoption of EPA Pro, possibly not initially, because as with anything, new technology takes a little bit of time to embed. We also believe that EPA Pro will significantly improve the employee experience. So the other people that are using using the technology in this endpoint assessment journey. I've already said it will allow us to operate at scale, but importantly, and probably most importantly for you as deliverers of that service in your subject area, is that we believe through time, as we adopt the platform and integrate it, EPA Pro will also give you much more ownership over the scheduling of your assessments, and it will help you better manage your time. So there are lots of positive reasons for it, and we'll talk more about this one as we move through the presentation this morning. Okay, I'm just going to pause. Are there any questions at this point? Okay, so we'll move on. So the rollout of this, I'm going to call it a new service, and the technology that accompanies it is being managed through a number of different phases. We've already completed the first phase, which was looking at the technology and re-engineering our business processes and our roles within the organisation to support the use of the technology and the delivery of a newly imagined EPA service. So we've completed that work. That work will continue to evolve as we start to roll out the platform, as we learn more about how it works, and as we learn more about how the users interact with it. So how you as IEPAs interact with it, and how our customers interact with it. So those processes, we have a baseline, we have a starting point, but they will evolve further with feedback from you and from our customers and from our staff. So we've also done an extensive testing period of the business processes, and we've tested our processes and the system itself through what the technology team called a dry run. It's a test in December, and we did some quite extensive testing quite successfully in December of that. And we're now at phase 3, as you like. This is what we're calling, or what the technology team is calling, the beta phase. And ostensibly, it is a kind of pilot, and that starts from this month. And that pilot is about us going live with this new EPA service, so testing out those business processes and using the endpoint assessment platform, EPA Pro, all the way from registration right the way through to through assessment to the issuing of results. Now, because it's new and because it takes some time to embed and understand new technology and processes, this beta is being done with a small number of customers on a small number of standards. So I think there are 3 or 4 customers, and there are 4 standards that we're testing this out. So it will be a very contained beta, and the scale will be quite small. But the purpose is that we will be completing, learning apprentices will be going through their process, going through their assessment, all the way through to results issue on the new platform using the new business processes. And you as IEPAs have been asked to attend this training because we'd like you to support with that beta phase and to start carrying out assessments using the new processes and the new platform. And the beta phase starts the end of January. We go live with it. And then we don't expect it to be a big bang, so we're not going to get hundreds of learners using the platform from the end of January, but we expect a trickle of candidates starting to use the platform in February, and that will increase slightly in March and through to April. And that will be a really important learning process for us. Once we've completed that, we'll be assessing how things need to evolve, what needs to change, how we need to set up the platform, and then we'll start to look at how we roll out this new service and this new platform to other customers and across the different standards. As we move through the phases, undoubtedly we'll be learning more and more about our processes and our systems and the needs of our users, so there will be ongoing enhancements and changes to the information that I'm sharing with you today. Okay, can I just pause there and just give you the chance to ask any questions if you want to. We're going to go into a lot more detail about the implications for assessors. We've got a hands up. I'm just going to ask Helen. Hi. Did you have a question?
Oh, yes, please. I just wanted to know, do we know who the customers are going to be yet?
We do. So we have 3 or 4 customers. We've got Haddon, Paragon, and Gen 2 and North Lancs, I think. But they're coming on a little bit later, so they are the initial customers that we'll be working with. And we have a team of people working very closely with them. They've signed up to the pilot. They know it's a pilot. It's not across all of their standards. It's across a small subsection of their standards.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so no more questions, we'll move on. So what is today all about? Well, the objective of this training is to explain the context and the objectives of this EPA Pro beta. And I know that's a pretty dreadful word, I don't like it, but I'm going to use it a lot through this presentation because that's what the business is calling this phase. Just to give you a bit of the context, which we've started to talk about. And then the next step will be to talk you through what the processes will look like for you as IEPAs with this new system and this new newly imagined service. So what will you as an IEPA have to do? Because it will look slightly differently and you will have a slightly different role to the current business processes. That will be focused around this morning session. This afternoon, we'll show you the platform. We'll have a demonstration and a walkthrough of those processes using EPA Pro. So you get the opportunity to see how it works, to ask any questions, to make any points, to give any feedback, and all of that will be useful for us. I'll also talk briefly this afternoon about the